I'm going to give you a studio tour. It's going to be a very short and sweet video because my studio is not that big, nor is it particularly complicated. But yeah, it's interesting. I'm downstairs in my house. I'm in the second part of the living room. I've got the piano here. I've got my keyboard and my screen right in front of me with the speakers either side. I had them in the corner to begin with, but the bass was just uncontrollable to begin with, so that's why I decided to move them here, and then I've got the rest of the room for the bass to kind of be boosted out into rather than bouncing off the walls and sounding terrible. So probably one of the best features I think of this setup is the fact that I've got a really sensitive mouse. I think it's 16,000 dpi. Not sure what dpi stands for, but it's basically very sensitive. It's got a load of different settings as well, and an infinite scroll wheel, which it's kind of gimmicky, but it's kind of cool at the same time, so that's a plus. My microphone setup is, well, I've got two. I've got this one that I inherited from my brother. I don't actually use it that much because I've got this little Zoom mic that I record for these videos with, like my last video when I made the beat from the back garden. The speakers that I've got just now are the PreSonus Eris. They're nice and compact. They're not big, elaborate things, but I don't really need that anyway, because I can also reference with these, which I also inherited from my brother. And these are the DT770 Pro. And then for my audio interface, I don't actually use it that much, to be honest, because my speakers are just plugged straight into my computer. But when I'm using my headphones, I plug it into the interface just because I don't have another auxiliary port for my computer. The computer I'm actually using is the Dell XPS 13. It's relatively new. I got it earlier on this year and it seems to be holding up pretty well. The key is just to keep maintaining your computer and do all the updates for every program that you use. Whether you're using Windows or Mac, just keep updating and that'll keep your computer sweet. I decided to invest in this P20 something series. I think it's a P24. I'll find it and I'll put a pop-up on the screen so you can see what it is. Now, this chair that I got, it's great, it's comfortable, but these armrests are rock solid. So, from my gardening days, I had a pair of work trousers, and what I did was, I don't know if this is in the shop, but basically I took the pads from my gardening trousers and I tied them to the armrest. So now I've got these nice comfortable pads that sit nice and symmetrical. So when I'm at my desk, instead of my elbows getting pummeled by this crappy armrest, I get a nice comfy support, which is great. So I'll just quickly talk you through what I usually do when I try and create something new in Ableton. I'm really grateful that I've got this piano. It's a beautiful sounding piano and I've had it for most of my life, I think. So what I'll do is I'll go to the piano, sit down and play something that I either already know or that I'm just trying to mess around with and figure out. I'll then take that idea, play it again on the MIDI keyboard. Once I've done that, and I've got the MIDI values down, fine tune it a little bit and make sure it's in time and sync with the beat. And then I just find something from Splice, like a simple drum beat or some samples, and just kind of throw something together.